Hello everybody, this is Crab Marvel Games, and today I'm going to do, much against me wanting to do it, because I don't want to do this video because the amount of dislikes it's going to draw. I can't wait till this basement is clean, so I can stop seeing this fucking toy behind me every time I do a video. We're going to do some Devil May Cry. Oop, 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 oop. Fair warning though, there's 2 Devil May Cries that I only own digitally, but we'll get to them when we get to them. First off, I want to start by saying, stream tonight. I'm playing Mortal Kombat. I'm going for the platinum. You people voted for it. You voted for Mortal Kombat on Twitter, so you better be on to play tonight. I'm going to be fucking pissed. And that's going to be starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then the second thing is I started an Instagram. Or restarted my old Instagram, but I started it as an Eyeball Games Instagram. So it's only going to be gaming related. Not putting up pictures of my kids or anything like that. It's going to be strictly for this channel. It'll give you a heads up as to like what videos are coming. Give you some nice interaction with me. Also, I'll be in there just showing shit off. I don't know. It'll be my snacks in between videos, I guess. Because you can see I'm doing I'm pretty much down to doing 1 video a week and a stream, and that works for me in my free schedule. But so don't ask me what Instagram is. It's very clear. Anyways, so let's get right into it. The worst to best of Devil May Cry. Now, I'll try and make this video quick because you should already know the order I'm gonna pick. But I buy every collection of Devil May Cry that comes out, and I'm really irritated right now because my Xbox 360 version of the HD collection, I can't fucking find it. I'm very upset about this. I have it digitally on PS3, but I bought it the day it came out on Xbox, and I can't find it. I also can't find my Devil May Cry 4 on Xbox, and I know for a fact that I have it on Xbox, and it's irritating. None of this shit is in alphabetical order anymore. My whole basement's in disarray because we're still waiting for it to get finished. But yeah, it's very irritating. But anyways, I digress. I buy every collection since this collection came out. And I'll show you something about this. I'll show you when we get there. But I have to open this up in order to start with what I believe is the worst Devil May Cry. Hands down, Devil May Cry 2. With Vampire Dante. With the cuts himself on all that edge. I fucking hate this version of Dante. I hate it. And I get in arguments about this with people. I can't stand this version of Dante. Why is there used to? Oh, that's a different game completely. I can't stand this version of Dante, and this will ruin the game for me. The game itself is not terrible. The game itself started the trend of using more than one character to play through, which I kind of enjoyed. I mean, when we get to another one, we'll talk about it. But I did. The game wasn't terrible. I think the presentation overall was terrible. I didn't like it. It was very not memorable for me. And then coming off the heels of playing Devil May Cry 1 and being so excited for 2, I just couldn't do it. Now, I've done a Devil May Cry timeline way back on my channel. That makes it make more sense to his attitude in Devil May Cry 2 because it's up there in the timeline. But still, not interesting to me. I don't know. Cooler than hell, but it's not. Alright, so, second to worst. Now, this is a list that to me, there's no bad Devil May Cry games. I might not like 2, but I think 2 is the worst of this great series. So keep that in mind when you're giving me the dislikes. Third would be the original Devil May Cry. It's not terrible, like I said. There's no actual bad games in this series to me. Just one character that I hate, a version of a character that I hate. Devil May Cry 1, while it was great, and obviously it was revolutionary starting this series, thank God that they didn't want to go that way with Resident Evil because this was almost Resident Evil 4 and it became Devil May Cry. I'm glad they went that way with it. And the reason I would put this on the list, second from the bottom, is because it's not easy to go back to. Now, I have this, right? I just got this, and I went back and tried to play it on PS4. It's not... I jumped right to 3 when I did that. So I'm not going to play 2 again. And I tried 1, and 1's hard to go back to when you get the speed and like viciousness that started with 3. and was maxed out at 3, in my opinion. It's hard to go back to the first one. It's just one of those games where, it's as good as it is, but once they improved upon it tenfold, it's not easy to go back to. I will go back to Devil May Cry over 1 over 2, but that's just simply for the story. I like the story. So the next one, don't have a physical copy of. Even though I own it on 360, I own it on Xbox One, and I own it on PS4. Some of you may have seen me playing it recently. Would be Devil May Cry 4. I love Devil May Cry 4. I think put that over there. I think Devil May Cry 4 was a fantastic game. I liked Nero. I think Nero was a great character. I liked his story arc. I knew the instant I saw him, I was like, he's supposed to be a Virgil replacement. He's not really, but you get the special edition, you get this whole little Virgil mission you can play as, but he's no replacement for Virgil. But I think having two characters like that, with the same demeanor, and it was kind of like he was picking up the torch, and he was just as badass as Dante, let's be honest. I'm sorry. At least that version of Dante, the little bit older, a little more reserved Dante, I think Nero was a refreshing take on it. And I like the game. I like the Devil Arm. I can't actually say anything bad about that game. I mean, all right, maybe it was a little over dramatic in the story and cinematics, but I don't know. It was fun. It was a fun game. I beat that game 3 times, I believe, 3 times, and I'm playing it again on PS4. It's one of my games in rotation, so that's a game that I could pick up after a couple years and just keep playing, and it doesn't get old for me. Yeah. All right. Second to best. I love this one. I don't own a hard copy of this anymore. And I also have this one I have it on 360. I beat it on 360 originally. I got it on PS3 because it was a free plus game. I bought it on PS4 and I bought it on an Xbox One. And that's DMC Devil May Cry, which you guys may have seen a video for. Here comes the dislikes. I defend this game now, and I was originally one of the biggest haters. I listened to one of my old podcasts the other night at work, and I shit on this game so bad when it released. And now I put it up there as the second best Devil May Cry. Here's why. The game is not canon. It's not replacing the original timeline. The next Devil May Cry we're going to get is still going to be Devil May Cry 5. I have a feeling they put this out to put a feeler to make sure that we all still care about Dante, which we do. The next Devil May Cry is going to have the original Dante. Voice actor already leaked that's what it's going to be. This was just an offshoot reimagining, much like Silent Hill Shattered Memories. It's not replacing the core series. It's its own game. It's just called Devil May Cry, and it's somebody else's version of it. That's it. It's not a series. If you take it as that, it's actually a good game. I think the combat's great, and you know what I think is funny? Every game that Ninja Theory has put out, right? And pretty much every game that Ninja Theory has put out has been a huge fan favorite, a cult favorite game. Heavenly Sword was awesome. Hellblade was awesome. And Enslaved I have not played, but I've been told, I think that's actually the game I've been told on this channel in the comments more than any other game that you should play because it was so highly ignored, but it was apparently so phenomenal. And then all of a sudden they make Devil May Cry, and their game was flawless combat-wise. I'm sorry, it was. It combined all older elements of Devil May Cry, and it combined elements of Devil May Cry 4, and it smashed them together, and it just went and had a Ninja Theory coat of paint over it. That's really all it was. The game still felt like Devil May Cry. I mean, the main protagonist in this version of Dante was real douchey, but I sported that haircut for a while. I don't know. It was good. I liked all the characters. I liked how it was a self-contained story. That could have easily been a prequel for all we know. You know what I mean? It would have fit in nicely. So I don't know, guys. I think the dramatic over the top acting and gothic themes of the original ones is in no way substantially better than a gritty, realistic version. That's what it was, and it was a one-time thing, and I think it was awesome. I'm glad they let somebody do it. Capcom should let people do that more often with their properties, because when they make a drastic change, sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Resident Evil 7, anybody? You know what I mean? All right, so anyways, now that the hate is gone and I got about 3 people left watching, the number one, in my opinion, the number one Devil May Cry game. I can't keep this shit going. Woo! 3. It's got a used sticker on it, but it's not for this game. This is weird because this is the one that came in the collection. So, I actually bought Dante's Awakening the day that it came out, right? Dante's Awakening is often regarded as being the hardest in the series. The hardest in the series. And I agree with it. I think it's awesome. It's the hardest in the series, but it's definitely the best in the series. And anyone would be hard-pressed to disagree with me on that. I think that's pretty much the general consensus of all Devil May Cry fans, is that Devil May Cry 3 is the best. And it mostly has to do with Virgil, being thrown in the mix. Virgil himself has become such a giant character, and it all stemmed because of this game. When it comes to the Marvel vs. Capcom games and all that, I think this is the game that's easily the most popular, and it's for a reason. I loved having the multiple styles. The range was bigger, and the whole set, like I said, the first story was cool. The second story was garbage. The third story, comparatively to any other story in this entire franchise, was epic. And you have the big ass brother versus brother, showdown, and that, spoiler alert if you haven't played this shit already, but it was great to me, and I did like the difficult challenge. Nowadays, I can't. I don't have the time to play through games multiple times to get to a higher difficulty, but when this game came out, I did, and it was so fucking hard that when they released, it was before this, but they released the, I don't know if you can get in there, the special edition. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'll have to just fucking pull it out of here, I guess. Anyways, they re-released, they did a special edition, right? They did a special edition of the game, and what they did in that special edition is they lowered the difficulty. Like, they pretty much jumbled the game and had to lower the difficulty. So if you played and beat Devil May Cry Dante's Awakening before any of this shit, hats off to you. And obviously the game's so great, as it's the same fucking picture that they picked for the HD collection. Guys, run out and get this. Devil May Cry is a great series, and regardless of what you think, like I said, this is the worst to best. This is the only list I've done so far that actually is not a worst to best. It's just like the least I like to the best, because there's no worse than this series. I do love all the Devil May Cry games, and I'd be down to play them over a lot of other series that they come up with nowadays. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the people who actually made it to the end after I said DMC. I'd like to see you all on my stream Saturday nights, every Saturday night if you're watching this past tonight. And check out my Instagram, 9VoltGames. Thank you guys for watching.